Hello, everybody. My name is Ahmet Sözen. I'm a professor of international relations with a focus on conflict resolution and peace building. I'm currently at a university in Famagusta called Eastern Mediterranean University. I would like to start today by congratulating my good friend Alon Liel for his book, Swords of Ploughshares. He asked me to say a few things about why in Cyprus we still have the conflict, but without the violence. And here are my 2 cents on it. Although Cyprus issue came to the international community's agenda since the 50s, the real troubles, violence erupted after the establishment of the bicommunal Republic of Cyprus, which was established in 1960, but the violence started in 1963, and a few months later, the UN peacekeeping force came and got stationed in Cyprus, and they have been here since March 1964. So in that sense, the presence of UN peacekeeping force in Cyprus is, I think, an important element of keeping the peace there, or sort of deterring violence happening. But that's only one factor. We also know that in 1974, the UN peacekeeping forces' presence in Cyprus couldn't prevent the Greek coup d'etat and Turkish military operation. But nonetheless, the UN is an important factor. The other factor, I think, is that the intercommunal negotiations, meaning the peace negotiations between the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot leadership, have been going on and off, since the year I was born, since 1968. They started in Beirut between the two interlocutors, and then they were transferred to Nicosia. We know that we didn't have any breakthrough, any solution to the Cyprus problem ever since, but nonetheless, the negotiations between the two leadership continued on and off. There were times when like 4, 5, or even 7 years, which is the case now, since 2017, in the collapse of Crans-Montana talks between the two sides, there is absence of formal negotiations. But nonetheless, we do have informal negotiations. Just 2 days ago, on the 15th of October, the two leaders had dinner with UN Secretary General Guterres in New York, where they agreed on opening extra checkpoints in Cyprus. So in that sense, the continuation of the intercommunal negotiations between the two sides is also, I think, an important factor. Despite the fact that sometimes formal negotiations are not there, but informal contacts on track one, I think, is also a very important element of keeping violence out of the equation and continuing the dialogue. So in that sense, contact on various levels, track one, track two, and especially since 2003, we have the checkpoints open. Now we have several checkpoints in Cyprus where common average Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots can actually cross without much problem to the other side. And ever since of the crossings, thank God we didn't experience any important incident, any important fatal incident, meaning that nobody killed nobody. So in that sense, although the Cyprus problem is still unresolved, meaning that we don't have a comprehensive solution, but nonetheless, there is a level of civility, and I underline that there is a level of civility between the Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. They are crossing to the other side without any fear. They engage in all sorts of contacts without any problem. So, dialogue and contact, despite the fact that you still have a continuing conflict, are, I think, important factors in keeping violence out of the equation. I wish that there'll be days, not so in distant future, in the Middle East, where we'll be seeing Israelis and Arabs and the others in the region who would be, despite their differences, despite their conflicts in certain issues, that they will adopt dialogue and peaceful negotiations in ironing out their differences. I wish you all a great day.